Hello everyone and welcome back to Sew What If I Sew, or welcome if you're new. My name's Jess and this is my channel all about sewing, dressmaking and all things stitch related. And today, for the first time in 2022, I am delighted and privileged to bring you a sew along. Yes, I still do them. I just have to fit them in around work a little bit differently. So hopefully we will be having a fabulous time making a new to me pattern from a new to me pattern brand in a stunning fabric, and we have a deadline next weekend because it's my birthday. So hopefully I will have finished this on time and you will in fact be seeing this the day after my birthday, which was on Friday. So I am so excited about this sew along. As lots of you know, I was going to be making the Sicily slip dress for my birthday, but our dinner plans have changed and we're going to do a fancy London dinner in February for Valentine's because we don't feel great going into London right now. Just cases are quite high and both of us kind of can't take time off work, so we're going to do something a little bit more local, which will be lovely but necessitates a slightly different wardrobe. So this pattern is one I had never seen before. The lovely Sew Much Moor, Jess from Sew Much Moor, showed these patterns that she'd started stocking them, and that is, sorry my throat's going a bit today, that is the chalk and notch patterns, and in particular the fringe dress and blouse. So if I hold that up, I'll put a picture on screen as well while I talk about it, but it's a lovely envelope, big fan. And what really attracted me to this dress is, firstly, I think the silhouette is really classic. I love these buttons down the front. I love this sort of slightly rounded hem. I think it's really pretty. But mainly this lovely sentence down here. This is a lovely half shirt dress pattern that has two bust cup options. Woo! So I might actually be able to make something with buttons that fit, that I don't have to do a pattern adjustment on. I know I can do a full bust adjustment, but sometimes you just don't want to. Sometimes you just want to make the pattern as it was intended. So as soon as I saw that, I thought, this dress is beautiful. If it goes right, I'll be able to wear it to work, as well as socially and for my birthday. And it's just a really pretty pattern, and I'm hoping I could make a couple of them, and then that's kind of my summer work wardrobe for like every day sorted. So this is a chalk and notch pattern, but I did buy it from Jess at Sew Much Moor because I wanted to support her shop and because of the fabric I got to go with it. So this is the pattern. I'll talk a bit about sizing in a minute. And this is the fabric. It is a slightly off-white, I think it's an ecru colour, and it's a viscose twill. And I love it, look at that. So I'll hold it up for a minute. As you can see, it's mostly opaque, but you can see some of the spots from the other side through, which is fine because I just wear skin coloured underwear, so that's not a problem. It's got a nice structure, and I thought twill would actually be lovely to work with, because when you're doing buttons and button plackets, what I've learned is you want something that irons properly and creases well and is going to hold its shape and not slip about all over the place. So I'm hoping the fact that this is a viscose twill will help a lot. You can see, maybe you can see it. I'll try, if not, I'll try and get a photo. It's slightly ridged, as all twill is. So this is going to be my dress. I have got 2.5 meters because I misread the fabric allowance. So I've got a little extra, and if I like it, obviously I'll like it, it's gorgeous, but I might make a shell top or similar in the same fabric because it is really pretty. It's nice, it's work appropriate, but it also can be dressed up. It makes me feel a bit like a fashionable Dalmatian, and I'm here for it. I've not pre-washed this fabric, I'll be honest, because I'm impatient and I just want to get it made for my birthday, but that does mean I'm going to be very careful before I wash it. And I'm going to finish all of the seams on my lovely new overlocker. I haven't done a review vlog of it yet, it is coming. But basically, the resolution, so many of you ask on every vlog what I did about my overlocker. I discovered it was an actual issue with the overlocker, not with me, which made me feel better. And I contacted Singer Outlet, who I bought it from. And they said, look, we could repair it, or because I'm one of their ambassadors, they said, we'll just send you a brand new model, which they did, and I'm very happy about. So I do have the new Singer Heavy Duty Overlocker, the HD0504S, and I will be reviewing that soon, but you'll see me using it in this vlog as well, and I'll be using my Singer Heavy Duty computerized machine as well. I should just say they've not asked me to mention that, but as my reviews gain traction, a lot of the comments I get and messages I get are machine related, so I'm going to try and tell you guys a little bit more about what I'm using, and hopefully that should help a little bit. So this beautiful fabric is being used. I'm going to use just a white thread, it's fine. I have got some cream thread kicking about somewhere that I might use if this is like for top stitching on buttons, or I might do contrast black stitching, we will see. And for the pattern, because we have our different cup sizes, so at the back we've got a high bust size and then the cup sizes there. So the size that fits me best is the size 2. So that is a high bust of 31 and a full bust of 35. I'm 35 in a bit, but obviously the next size up, but this goes 35 full bust and then 26 waist and 26 hips, which does fit me perfectly. The other two is a 27 waist and a 37 hips, and that is an inch extra on both, and I kind of want a little bit of fitted, you know, that's kind of why I'm making it. So I'm a 35, I am halfway between a bust size, but the high bust is a better fit on the 2. So I am going to make the 2, and I'll just make a note sort of mentally in my wardrobe that there's certain bras I'll be able to wear this with and certain won't fit. That's fine. That's most of my wardrobe anyway. But yeah, I think that size, the 35, 26, 36, I think will work better for me. But what I'm actually going to do right now while we're on screen, sometimes I do this off screen and I think it's better if I actually do it with you guys. I have a measurement tape here. So we're going to measure ourselves because you never know. Today I might be different to when I was when I measured myself at Christmas. So not Christmas, 2nd of January I measured myself. Okay, so that is comfortably not pushing, but it's not falling off. Okay, I am 36 today. Where are we on the waist? Because if we're 26.5 on the waist, I'll go for the 4. Oh yeah, I am 26.5, right. Well, I am on my period though, which is worth remembering. Do you know what? I'm going to make the size 4 because I don't want it to not fit me when I'm on my period and add to the sort of period woes, as it were. So yeah, I'm going to make the size 4, but I might take a little bit out of the waist depending how I feel when it's done. Yeah, let's do it that way. So I'm going to make the size 4. This is why you guys watch my vlogs, I hope. The off the cuff honesty. I really do, like, I'm not somebody who plans vlogs in advance. I sort of just turn my camera on and go. Also, you may have noticed, by the way, I've noticed, I don't know if you guys have, the quality of my videos has got better because I have a new phone. Woo! I have a phone that is actually, like, yeah. So before I was using like an iPhone 6S, an iPhone 7 maybe. And now I'm on like a 11, I think. No, I'm on a 12 now. So hopefully the difference is significant for you guys. It certainly is for me, particularly in the quality of photos and stuff as well. So I am so happy, and the audio is a lot better. So let me know if you have noticed. If you haven't, I'm not going to be deeply offended, but it's made me quite happy. Anyway, step 1 is we are going to get the size 4 out here. We're going to be making there's 2 versions. So view A is this one with the buttons, and view B has got this sort of interesting neckline. I'm going to do the buttons because I really like the way that looks on the front, so we're going to have to go at that. I'm going to lay out the pattern, and what I'm actually going to try and do, which I don't normally do, is use my tracing wheel from the pattern to the fabric and see if I get enough of an impression on the fabric to cut it based on that, so I don't have to cut out the pattern. I'm not tracing today, I just don't have the energy, and my eyes hurt a bit, so you know, I just don't want to do it. So I'm gonna have a go at using this and see if we can get somewhere with that. I'll do it on my, what is the word? My cutting board? Yes, my cutting mat, there we go. So that we get a decent imprint on the fabric, and then it does mean I can only cut 1 layer at a time, which is annoying, but I think worth it for not having to trace. So we'll see where we get to. So grab a cup of tea. If you're doing the pattern as well, grab your pattern and let's get going. Let's go cut our fabric. So I have tried the tracing wheel method onto that fabric, but unfortunately it just hasn't worked. I tried it, it showed up, but it's not accurate enough and I've sort of messed up the bodice. But right now I'm very happy I had that extra ½ meter of fabric, so I'm just gonna give in. I'm gonna cut out the size 4. I'm just gonna go for it. But luckily the A and B views are obviously different, so I can leave the B completely intact and work from that next time if I need a different size. So I'm going to cut out the 4 now, slightly longer than intended, and get going with that. Here we are, all the pattern pieces are cut out and in front of me. So now we're going to start sewing. Now I have to say, this is the instruction booklet. I love it. I love a landscape. I've never thought about it, but I absolutely love a landscape instruction booklet. So there's the usual sort of, I'm just going to flick through, there's the usual like pattern details, views, size charts, etc, etc. It tells you actually how much ease there is designed to be, which is fabulous. So it's designed to have 3 inches of ease through the full bust and 4 through the waist, 5 through the waist for the C to D cup, which I'm doing. And there's 12 inch of ease through the hips. So the 4 may be a little big on me, but we can always take it into the waist, that's fine. But hopefully that means not only will I fit in it, but I can actually move around in it, which would be ideal. Then the size charts are massive, but because they're landscape, they're really readable, which I think is so important. People throw size charts into their pattern booklets, but don't think about the fact that, you know, a lot of sewists may be older and struggle, or like me, completely blind without my glasses, and I struggle with tiny writing, so I either have to take my glasses off and put it right here, or I have to, like, it's an awkward thing. So a size chart of this size is fabulous, I think. And then it gives you your fabric allowances, your notions, everything you need. So for this, we need about ½ yard, so just under ½ meter of fusible interfacing. And we need buttons, so I need to find some buttons, but I'll do that in a bit. I know I've got some somewhere. And then they talk a little bit about custom fitting, full bust adjustments, moving the darts around. All looks great. And then your cutting list. And then we're on to sewing tutorial, which is done like this. And again, I think that's fabulous. So the first step we're going to do together is interfacing all of our facing pieces. And then we're going to make our 2 facings. And then it should be fairly simple. It's sort of do the fiddly bits with the interfacing and the facing. And then create a bodice, stick it together, create a skirt, stick them both together, and away we go. It says intermediate on the front, so I'm quite excited to see why it's intermediate, because I'm not sure at this point. But I'm very, very excited, and yeah, looking forward to you guys joining me for this. Here we are. We have got, I'm just trying to be behind the camera, but sorry if you see my ears. This is the top of the bodice, so take a measure. We've got underneath, just pinned here, is our sort of yoke. And then we've got our interfacing on the inside of what will be, obviously there'll be buttons and buttonholes here. And we've got our darts in there as well. So we've got a bust dart and a waist dart. Nice and simple so far. It's a boxy sleeve and we're going to end up with a straight sleeve off that. So that will be very nice. So our next steps are, we'll need to do the darts on the back bodice piece as well. And then it'll be the standard stitch it together at the shoulders. joined me after work and after ballet, and we've just had dinner and it is like 10 o'clock and I'd like to go to bed soon, but I have promised myself that every day after work this week I will actually take some time to sew. A, because I need this dress for Friday, but also because I'm tired. Sometimes it's that you need to force yourself to sit down at the sewing table, but once you're there it's lovely, and that's I think what I'm finding tonight. I don't have long, but I could do with that mindful moment with me and my sewing machine and my latest make. So there's a quick step that I feel confident I can get done now, which is attaching the facing at the neckline, so all the way around facing. We might understitch it tonight, we might just attach it, you know, it's fine. And I think that will just be a nice sort of, it's connecting the pieces I've currently got on the mannequin. Sorry, I'm looking at the mannequin as I say it. And it will look more like a bodice. So let's do that quickly. So it is now the day before my birthday and I have a lot left to do. So I'm determined to finish it tonight, and it is very doable. But I'm probably going to do some of the steps out of order just to get along a little bit. Because the next stage is like careful understitching and buttonholes and all sorts of stuff on the top, like if you go by the instructions. So I don't really have time for that right now. I'd rather have most of a dress and then do the buttonholes at the end, if I'm quite honest. I'm going to do the sleeves, bang them on, make a dress pretty much. I might, I'll make everything, and then the last thing I'll do is attach the bodice and skirt, and I'll quickly do the buttonholes before they're on a skirt, just in case. And then, yeah, I think I'm just going to have to tackle this sort of in a way that will allow me to get it done for tomorrow. But I am really enjoying this. Today was quite a rough day, so it was just very busy. I'm very tired, but I'm so happy it's my birthday tomorrow. I'm really excited. So let's get going. So, little update, in the last 5 minutes, I have managed to completely misread the sleeve instructions and cut my finger open. Woo! So, it's really frustrating. I need to, I've done the most beautifully hemmed sleeves in the world. I'm going to take the footage out, obviously, because it's wrong, this is so long. But, yeah, I've realised that I've used the wrong seam allowance, which luckily is fine because I've checked the fit on the shoulder seam, which is the only one I've attached, and that fits really well, so that's fine. Thankfully I did it before I did the waist seams. So I've done the seam allowance wrong, I've cut my finger open, and I've done the sleeve wrong as well. So I hemmed it beautifully, thinking, oh, I'll get that out of the way, and that's just not what you do with the sleeves on this. What you actually do is you attach them and then you fold the sleeve on itself to create like almost like a little grown on cap type thing. And it's just because I'm tired, I'm making stupid mistakes and I'm rushing. So what I actually need to do, oh, I'm tilting my camera, so what I need to do is unpick what I've done, take a breath, because sewing is relaxing, but right now it's real annoying, and then come back to it with a fresh head tonight still, because I really want to wear it tomorrow. It's so beautiful. But on the plus side, what I did manage to do is top stitch the whole button placket and neckline, so I'm really happy with how that looks. I'm a bit worried it's not going to fit now, because that would really be the trifecta and I would be gutted if it doesn't fit. But I did try it on and I think it's okay. I think it'll be fine, but I'm not going to do the button placement until the end. I'm just going to pin it closed when I do the skirt, just to make sure I get that button spacing just right, so I don't get any kind of cleavage or anything that's accidental showing or any pulling, because, you know, I can move the buttons around at the end. So, deep breath, try again, take 2 on doing my sleeves so I can finish my bodice. Good morning, you joined me early on my birthday. I am 25 today and it's been a nice day so far. So I need to finish this dress before we go to cinema. What you have just seen me do is do a nice round hem on this skirt. So it's a slightly awkward shape because it dips in the middle and then it has a different curve here. So for anyone who's never done this before, the way I did this hem, that's a really bad bit of it actually because I did get a tiny pucker there. Let me show you a better bit. Where are we? Oh no, that's probably the best bit. Sorry, there is a tiny pucker there. But the way I've done this curve is by folding it under 1 centimetre and then pinning it so down the way, like rather than across, so down like that, with the pointy bit focusing this way. And what you do is you shrink, you end up with like big bumps in between and you shrink them down with steam from the iron and you only press up, you don't press along, and then that shrinks it. And then I've done that again. So the first time with just the raw edge was absolutely perfect. The second time you do sometimes end up with a couple of little puckers on the inside, but on the outside, completely flat, lovely and straight. Just needs a bit more of a press. So I'm delighted with this so far. So the next steps are, I did bits and pieces last night, I should say, because I just felt like absolute rubbish last night and I kept making mistakes. So I decided to put the sewing down, step away and go to bed early because I just wasn't in the right frame of mind and I would have been absolutely devastated if I'd ruined this. So I decided to just give myself some space, which I think sometimes we all need to do. So what did I do last night? I did one sleeve. I'll show you actually. There we go. I did one sleeve last night. So I got them both on and so the tab is in the inside. And then basically what you do is you end up with this sort of long sock-like sleeve and you fold it back on itself underneath. And then again, all of this needs pressing. I didn't turn the iron on at the end of last night because again, too tired, no, wasn't happening for me last night. But I've just noticed a weird little twist there. Don't know what, I think that might just, I caught extra fabric maybe? Or have I just... Okay, I've done something there, but I don't think anything that a good iron won't fix. What have I done? What have I done? Oh, I see. Sorry, this is not what I recommend that you do, but it's what I'm going to do. What I've accidentally done is pinned, like sewn my seam, I don't know if you can see that, to one side, whereas it naturally goes to the other. So I'm just gonna do a tiny, tiny little snip there, just to promote a bit of movement. And then when I go round with my overlocker, I'll finish that seam a lot closer to it, but hopefully a wee bit more. There we go. So I don't know if you can see, I've just taken like a little corner out because it is a tight curve under the arm. So I've just taken a bit of the volume of that curve out, and now it's sitting a lot flatter. So I'm going to press this one quickly first. I need to redo my bobbin now. So I'll do the other sleeve quickly. So we fold it back on itself, and then a little button basically goes like here. And then if I show you the right way out again. Yeah, that's already sitting a lot better. There's just a bit of bulk in that seam, FYI. Yeah, that's already looking a lot better. We'll reach inside, we grab this, we can sort of fold this back on itself like that, and then it'll pin, like it'll do up here. I've not done the buttonhole in this yet because I haven't decided what button I'm using, but it's no bother to do a little buttonhole afterwards, like that's fine. So let's put my brain in a logical order. It's not in one currently. What I am going to do is finish the other sleeve quickly, because then I'll have pretty much a bodice. Then I'm going to put the bodice to one side. I'm going to put the bodice just over there once it's done. And then with this lovely hemmed skirt, what we now need to do is run 2 lines of gathering stitches around the top and gather it up so that it fits the bodice. And then that goes on there, theoretically, but I'm going to do so I'm just doing it all out of order, but just go with me here. I'm going to do my gathering stitches, make sure they fit this, then I'll put the skirt to one side, I'll base those in place, and then I'll put the skirt to one side, and I will do the buttonholes on the top and do all the buttons, and then it's just skirt onto top, and away we go. I know this is not my most cohesive vlog. I'm very tired at the moment. A lot is going on, and I'm so excited about finishing this. I'm so excited about making it, because in a state where my brain is a little bit clearer, this would be a very quick make. And I have some other fabric that I could also make it in. And I'm just hoping to have a couple of work dresses, you know, just to sort of, just so I can throw on. And so I'm really hoping this suits me. I'm kind of worried it won't, but that's the way with sewing. And if it doesn't, it's no problem, but I'm hoping it will. And this fabric is fabulous to work with and such a joy to iron. So hopefully we will come out with a really lovely garment. here we are. So I have a finished dress, which I am very, very excited to wear. So I look a bit grotty, so I'm going to go shower and do my makeup and my hair so I look nice for going out this afternoon. We're going to the cinema and then dinner tonight, which will be really nice. But first of all, I need to go and look like a real person so I can try this on. But here it is. I'm excited so far. It was really quite simple to put together. Because of the time constraints today, I've not had time to finish the edges inside my overlocker, so I'm going to just do that later on, slash when I have time. But I think it looks cute. I'm quite excited. I'm just hoping it looks pretty floaty rather than overly boxy, but we will see. I'm hoping it's like a nice casual dress option with enough boob room to be appropriate. So I'm going to go shower, face, hair, makeup, and yeah, come back and show you guys the final finished product. But I am well chuffed at the moment, so yay! Here we are. Hopefully that video has shown you a little bit more about how the dress moves and I'm stood up, but I love it. I think it's got a lovely amount of bust room. I was really worried it would like be bust and then gather up here, but actually it still sits nicely at my waist slash just above. I'm a big fan of these sleeves. The slightly boxier appearance is quite nice, and I do feel floaty. I love this hem. Hopefully you can still hear me over here. It is nice, it's still work appropriate, but it's something just a little bit more interesting. And yeah, I think I'm really quite proud of it actually. There are definitely mistakes on here, but that's okay. Also, this fabric is beautiful, but it creases really, really badly. So I know that now. But yeah, I'm really happy with it actually. It's a real win as a pattern and as a garment on its own. I'm definitely going to make at least one more, and I'll show you the fabric I'm going to make it in actually. Which will be this. I'm going to make a second version in, which I think you'll agree will work well. It's a viscose. And this one will definitely have pockets. And then that means I have a dark and a light version, both perfect for work. And they can be worn to work summer events. They can be worn to work when it's like 25, 30 degrees. And they can be worn in the winter with tights and boots and a big thick jumper, which is what I will be wearing later on today. So all that remains for me to say is thank you so much for watching my first sew along of the year. I know it wasn't my chattiest, but I did really enjoy doing it. And I'm just delighted with this garment. I really am. It's also resulted in my mum and my sister both asking for one immediately, which means I'll have to buy a PDF of the pattern and get it printed, which really I should have done, but I didn't. Anyway, I am delighted with this. I'm going to go take some proper photos so that there's something on the thumbnail and for the gram, and also just for posterity. I adore this dress. And then I'm going to go and enjoy my birthday. But thank you all so, so much for watching. Thank you for engaging. Thank you for all of the lovely birthday wishes I've received so far. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you guys next week back here on Sew What If I Sew. So thank you all for watching.